Okay guys, so today we are going to discuss about Goldman Sachs verbal comprehension section. Now this is a normal verbal section, but because we have put emphasis on the reading comprehension part, we are going to call it as verbal comprehension. We can also call it as a verbal ability or verbal English section. For Goldman Sachs, as we can say in the verbal section, there are a total of 10 questions. 5 for the comprehension part and 5 for the grammar portion. Under grammar portion, we have sentence correction, sentence improvement, sentence construction, articles and fill in the blanks. So these are the grammar portion topics, and we have reading comprehension on the other side. All right. To talk about the difficulty level, it is from medium to medium high. Yes, it's not easy. It's from medium to medium high and not very difficult too. Alright, next, if you want to prepare for your Goldman Sachs exams or interview section, you can do it from our PrepInstaPrime.com website, because you can find various material over there to prepare from, and it is curated out of the proper analytics of last year papers. Also, for PrepInsta.com, you are not only just getting one company preparation material, you are getting the entire lot, which consists of 50 plus skill based plus interview preparation and separate course preparations along with companies as well, right? So it's a one big package for you. So you can start preparing for Goldman Sachs from our PrepInstaPrime.com website. All right, let's go ahead. Alright, so top 3 commenters on this video are to get free access to newly launched PrepInstaPrime.com. As I said earlier, PrepInstaPrime.com is a one-stop shop for everyone. So if you're getting this for free, it's a it's a win-win situation. So get started, start commenting, start brainstorming and get out your best comments out there so we can pick you and get you a free access. Not only this, you are also going to get a royal pass access of PrepInsta.com as well. So right, it's a double win situation. You are not just getting a free access from the Prime website, but also a royal pass access for the PrepInsta website, right? So get commenting. Also, if you are not following us on our social media platforms, that is on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp or Telegram, we would highly suggest you to do that, because we regularly post drive updates from all the companies. So if you don't follow us, you're going to miss those updates and hence miss the opportunity to get placed, right? So do follow us on all social media handles. Also on Discord, we have now started free live classes for all the people on Discord. So you can join us there as well. And you can directly interact with us on Discord, right? So that's an additional benefit and that's really cool, right? So do follow us on all social media platforms and let's continue. All right, so now let's quickly get on to the questions. We have 5 reading comprehension questions and 5 grammar questions to solve together. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to present you with the questions and give you some time. Go through that question, go through the options, try to solve it on your own first, apply your own logic and rules, and then we can together move on to the answer, right? So this is the pattern that we're going to follow. For reading comprehension, I will not be reading out the passage. I'll give you the needed time, or you can pause the video if you need, and then we can move ahead. All right, so this is your first question. It's from reading comprehension, as you can see. So please read the comprehension, go through the question, and then we'll move on to the answer. All right, so now let's quickly move on to the answer. As the question asks us, what can you infer from the entire passage, right? So we can say that it is an inferential based passage or an inferential based question, we can say, right? So let's get started and let's understand first what the passage is saying, right? So it is talking about, as we can say, it's talking about evolutionary psychology, right? Which is a recently developed field of study. So what is the question asking? What do you infer from the passage? Right, so let's read the options first. Option A, evolutionary psychology is a pure amalgamation of cognitive, social, and personality development. Option B, evolutionary psychology is a dynamic process in terms to its growth and development. Human nature provides the basis of evolution and behavioral hypothesis. And lastly, human nature is a reversible process and can be taken back to the ancestral dates. Alright, so we have the 4 options with us. Let's see which option actually can be inferred from the passage. Evolutionary psychology is a pure amalgamation of cognitive, social, and personality development. Now, this is not an inference. As we can see from the passage, we already have these stated to us, right? So, this is not an inference. This is actually a reference option, we can say. So, we can eliminate this option because it is directly stated in the passage. Let's go with option B. Evolutionary psychology is a dynamic process in terms of its growth and development. Now we can see here that evolutionary psychology is a recently developed field of study which has grown exponentially with interest since the 1980s. Right? So we can say that yes, it is a dynamic process. So we can say that from 1980s till now, human psychology or evolutionary psychology has only grown. So we can see that it's not static, right? It's dynamic. And this is what the passage is telling us about. So we can say that, all right, we can keep this option with us. Human nature provides the basis of evolution and behavioral hypothesis. Again, we have clearly stated this in the sentence, in the last sentence, that is in uniformity of human nature. Right? There is a controversial debate in areas relating to cognitive adaptation, testability of hypothesis, and uniformity of human nature, which says that human nature is important or is a characteristic of evolutionary psychology, which is already stated again. Lastly, human nature is a reversible process and can be taken back to the ancestral dates. If we see, human nature is not a reversible process. Right? We cannot reverse human nature which has already been evolved, right? You cannot take back the bones and put them into flesh, right? Once it has turned into bone, it will be like that. It is not reversible. It is irreversible. In the same way, human nature has evolved from the ancestral times, and now people who are living in the modern world cannot go back to those ancestral times and live like that or even think like that. All right. So human nature is not reversible. So it's irreversible. So we are eliminating option C. Now between option B and C, we can state that option B is actually correct because option C is again a referential evidence. Right? It is not an inferential evidence. Hence, we can say that option B for us is correct because it states a inference and not a reference over here. So B is the answer. All right. So this is the next question before you. This is again the same passage with a different question. Please pause the video, go through the question and the options, and then we'll quickly see what the answer can be. All right. Now shall we get to the answer? Cool. So, which of the following can be considered as a pivotal circumstance to study human nature? Right? Which of the following can be considered as a pivotal circumstance to study human nature? This is, as we can say, it can be a referential question. Let's read the passage once. Evolutionary psychology is a recently developed field of study. It centers on the adaptation of psychological characteristics and said to have evolved over in time. This reverse engineering process to understanding the design of the human mind was first kindled by evolutionary theorist Charles Darwin. As such, evolutionary psychology is viewed by some to offer a meta theory that dissolves the traditional boundaries held in psychology. Within this meta theory, all psychological theories implicitly believed by some unify under this umbrella. Alright, so as we can say, we can read over here that it have to revolve in response to social and ecological circumstances within humanity's ancestral environments. So we can say that there were two circumstances that led to an evolution or a change in human nature, that is social and ecological. Now among these two, what do we have? We have ecological in the sentence, and we don't have cognitive personality development or uniformity of human nature as a circumstance. Yes, they are important, but are those the circumstances when it changed? No, the circumstance was ecological. Hence, according to this passage, we can say that Again, option B is the correct answer because it is the ecological circumstance that led to a change in human nature or human ancestral environments. Right? So B is our answer. Okay, so we have again a next reading comprehension passage over here. Same passage with a different question. Please go through the question again, the options as well, and try to solve it and see whether it's an inference or a reference question, and then we'll move forward with the answer. Okay, so shall we move ahead? All right. So let's read it. Let's read the question first. Which of the following statements is incorrect about evolutionary psychology? A. It was discovered field before 1980s. B. It only revolves around the 3 basic boundaries held in psychology. Human nature is the principal characteristic for evolutionary psychology. And D. None of the above. Alright, so let's go through each of the options one by one. First, it says it was discovered field before 1980s. As we can say that the date is mentioned over here, what is mentioned before that? It is a recently developed field of study which has grown exponentially with interest since the 1980s. Alright, so here we can say that definitely it was discovered before, but it grew in its interest after or since 1980s, right? So we cannot factually say that it was not discovered before 1980s, right? We cannot say it was and we cannot say it wasn't. So we are putting this sentence or this option out of context because we are not sure whether this is correct or not. Let's go to the next option. It only revolves around the 3 basic boundaries held in psychology. Okay, it revolves around the 3 basic boundaries held in psychology. Excuse me. So what are the 3 basic boundaries? As we can say, cognitive, social and personality development. All right, but let's see the sentence before that. The theory is trying to dissolve the traditional boundaries held in psychology, right? So what are they trying to do? They are trying to dissolve the boundary. So we do not anymore have particular boundaries around us that it is that the psychology is based on only these 3 boundaries. It is not so. It is now becoming together and it is now forming a collective substance that can be considered as an impact on the human psychology. So we cannot say that it only revolves around the 3 basic boundaries, right? So we can say that it is incorrect according to the passage, right? So we can keep option B as an answer. Let's see C. Human nature is the principal characteristic for evolutionary psychology. Now, human nature is the principal characteristic. Obviously, because if there was no human nature, there would be no evolution, and if there was no evolution, there would be no evolutionary psychology, right? So we can say that this is actually, according to the passage, very, very true, because human nature holds the most important or the core part of evolutionary psychology. So we cannot negate this option. Hence, we can say that option B is the answer, because none of the above is again not an option, because we have option B as an answer. Because why? Because it is dissolving the traditional boundaries held in psychology. That is no more just cognitive, social or personality development is revolving around or are the main components of evolutionary psychology. So we can easily say that this sentence, that is option B, is incorrect based on the passage. So we can again say that option number B is the correct answer. All right. So before getting on to this question, I hope you have noticed that we are not just trying to solve the questions correctly, but we are also trying to solve questions very quickly. Because for Goldman Sachs, you do not have a lot of time to solve verbal questions, right? You might say that you have only 8 to 10 minutes out of for 10 questions. So you have to be very quick, especially for reading comprehension question. You have to quickly read the passage, assess it quickly, assess or read the question, understand it, read the options, and then choose the answer. right? So you have to be very quick and precise in understanding and solving. It is not just quickness but correctness as well, and it is not just correctness but quickness as well. So you have to tally between both. How are you going to understand this? This is only understandable, or you can grasp the meaning only through analytics, right? Analytics are the best part that help you understand where you are lagging and where you need to improve. And this analytics is provided by PrepInsta to help you improve your performance in comparison with other students. So you are getting to know how many students are attempting a particular question, how many of them are doing it correctly and incorrectly, and how many of them are doing it before you and after you, right? So you have a complete bunch of analytics in front of you. So we are going to help you out with analytics on PrepInsta, and if you really want to improve, you will have to see and understand how these analytics work for you and how you can improve your performance on based of that. So here you are going to see a quick 30 seconds video. It's not very long, it's just a 30 seconds video on how analytics are going to help you with on PrepInsta. So here's your video. Alright, so I hope you have liked that video and you have understood how analytics is going to help you. Let me give you a quick reference as well. For example, if you see that there are a total of 10 questions and you have 10 minutes, but because of some time difference, you could solve only 8 and some students could solve only 7 or 6, let's say. Alright. And out of 8, you have all of them correct and the person who solved 6 has all of them correct, right? However, who is going to get selected? The one with 8 questions or the one with 6 questions? Obviously, the answer is the one with 8 questions, right? Because they performed quickly. So this is the difference between being quick and right? You have to be quick and be right at the same time. And this is only and only possible if you know where you are standing, if you know where you have to improve, if you know how you have to practice and what you have to practice. And that is possible only through analytics. So yeah, that is it. So go through the video again if you want to and understand what analytics are, and then we can move ahead. Right? So let's now quickly see another question. This is again the same passage, a reading comprehension question. As we said, we would have 5 questions from the passage form. So you have another question here in front of you. Please read it, go through the options, and then we'll quickly see the answer in a few seconds. All right. So here we are. We have the question in front of us. Let's read it first. According to the passage, how do scientists determine the study of evolutionary psychology? A. By adapting human psychological characteristics. B. By controversial debates over the uniformity of human nature. C. By applying implicit hypothetical theories to the study. Or D. By using the method of reverse engineering approach. Now, as we have read the passage before, I think that this is a direct referential question where we can see that evolutionary psychology is a recently developed field of study which has grown exponentially. Perfect. It centers on the adaptation of psychological characteristics said to have evolved over the time. All right. This reverse engineering approach to understanding the design of the human mind was first kindled by evolutionary theorist Charles Darwin. So we can see that what are scientists doing? They are trying the reverse engineering approach to understand the design of the human mind, that is, to understand human behavior and hence human psychology. So we can say that option D here is correct because it is a direct referential question that says that using the method of reverse engineering approach will help the scientists to study evolutionary psychology. Hence, according to this explanation, we can see that option D is our answer, right? So we can go with option D as the answer. Okay, so let's quickly see the last passage question. So again, the same passage in front of you. I hope you have now gotten the theme of the passage. So let's quickly see what the question says, and then you are going to get some time. Pause the video right over here, read the question, the option, try to solve it based on the passage, and then we'll see the answer in just a second. Okay, so shall we move ahead with the answer? Let's read the question first together. What can you state about the ancestral environment according to the passage? A. It was harsh for the human to live, and so they had to evolve mentally. Their need to grow and respond to nature led to the physiological development. Societal pressure to live according to the high standards forced developments. The importance given to psychological study then helped human to adapt to evolution. So we have these 4 options before us. Let's see the first option. It was harsh for the human to live, and so they had to evolve. Is it true? Is it true, or do we know that the nature was then very harsh to them, and is it now very kind to us? We don't know. We don't know how humans used to live before. Yes, it was not very modern, but it wasn't very harsh, we can say. They had to come up with adaptability and adapt to nature and be friends with it, right? So we cannot say it was harsh for the humans to live. And they had to evolve mentally. Before evolving mentally, I think the people in the ancestral environment had to evolve physically, right? So this statement stands wrong according to the passage. They need to grow and respond to nature led to their physiological development, right? Because they had to grow and respond to nature. Respond to nature in the way that if they are hungry, they would take out some measures or some way to feed themselves through nature. So they are coordinating, they are coming in contact with the nature in a way that is helping them to grow and tend to themselves as well, right? So they need to grow and respond to nature led to their physiological development. Societal pressure to live according to the high standards forced development. Do you really think that there was any societal pressure then during the ancestral times? No, that is what we have now in the contemporary area. We didn't have that kind of pressure of society in the ancestral time. So C is again eliminated. The importance given to physiological study then helped human to adapt to evolution. Again, do you think that there was any psychological study or any kind of study as per to say in the ancestral times? No, they had grown with nature by adapting to nature, being friends with nature, and then they are growing slowly and steadily and hence evolving, right? So there was no psychological study to help them grow. So we can again eliminate this option. Out of all the options, we see that option B is available to us because they had to grow and respond to nature that is helping them for physiological as well as psychological development too. We cannot just say physiological, but it has to be psychological as well. So according to again this statement, we can say that option B is again correct for us, right? So we have answer B with us. Cool. So can we move forward? Alright, so the comprehension part is over now. Let's move ahead with the grammar portion. We have 5 questions based on grammar. So let's quickly see it. Now, before I move on to the grammar portion, I would quickly like to show you how our PrepInsta Prime website looks like because we've been talking about it for so long. So let's quickly see what the website is and what it provides us with. Alright, so this is our website. Okay, we start off with a trailer video. And then we have the course list over here. If you join PrepInsta Prime, you're going to get certifications from PrepInsta and TCS Ion as well. You're going to get TCS Ion remote certification and PrepInsta certifications for completing your courses. Now let's see the courses. You have popular skill-based courses, for example, AI, ML, cybersecurity, ethical hacking. Then you have popular languages if you're interested in coding, and if you are beginner or a learner or you want to learn basics and Advanced coding, you can go for the coding courses. If you love to code, this is your place. You have data structures in all the languages possible: C, C++, Java, Python. Then you have the entire aptitude course that includes quants, logical reasoning, verbal, DI, visual reasoning, and many more. Then we have platform-wise preparation material, right? You can prepare for CoCubes, AMCAT, HackerRank, Metal, and so many more platforms from our website. You can also plan or prepare for service-based companies and product-based companies separately, with TCS being most requested. You can prepare for that as well. You have interview preparation, how you can prepare for group or for GD, for HR, for puzzles, for resume, how you can prepare a good resume. Then you have projects, exciting projects for your colleges and for your budding interest. You have CS subjects, you have coding brushes such as Automata Fix and Pseudocode. Then you have actual interview experiences from the students who have been placed in the companies previously, so you can learn from their experiences as well. So this is so much more that you are going to get. Also, this is kind of a Netflix structure, as I may say. You are not just buying one course separately, you are just paying for the entire course together, and once you get that for a particular period of time, you are going to get an access to everything available on this website, A to Z, complete access. All right, so let's quickly see how you can purchase it. Also, we are running huge discounts on our purchase website right now, so you can go ahead and purchase now if you want to avail huge discounts. And if not, you can comment the best part and you can get free access to our website. So we have a 3 months course that is priced at 2499, a 6 months course that is priced as 3499, 12 months course for 4499, 18 months course for 4999, and 24 months course for 5499. So we are running on huge sale. As you can see, we have reduced the price, and they may get back to the original prices very soon. So you can just go and buy them right away and subscribe to our PrepInsta Prime, because you're getting so much more. It's like a one-stop shop for students, right? So yeah, this is what we have on our website. And now let's quickly get back to our questions. Okay, so I hope you liked our website and you're going to subscribe to it, because you have so much material over there to study and prepare from. And all right, so let's get back. So this is a grammar question based on sentence improvement. Let's read it. What are the alternatives to the bold and underlined part which may improve the sentence? The baby cried well over the night, so no one could sleep. Option A, cried well during the night. Option C, cried well into the night. Option B, cried in the night. And D, no improvement. So you have the question before you and the options as well. Please go through the question, the option, try to solve it, and then you can skip on to the answer portion. All right. So shall we start with solving the sentence? So the baby cried well over the night, so no one could sleep. Cried well over the night is the highlighted part. How can we change it? Cried well over the night, right? Let's see the options. Cried well during night. First of all, it is missing a the over here because it is talking about a particular night. So we can eliminate this because there's a grammatical error. Cried in the night. Whenever we are talking about a particular time, we don't use in. Instead, we use the preposition at. So this is wrong. Cried well into the night. What do you understand by cried well into the night? So this is a phrase, all right? This is a phrasal preposition as we call it. Cried well into the night, that means the baby was crying before and cried well into the night, right? That means it was crying before and it continued to cry into the night, so no one could sleep. Cried well over the night, you cannot say over the night because over the night does not fit over here. This sentence means that the baby was crying before and is crying now as well, and so no one could sleep, right? Cried well over the night, it is a wrong usage of preposition, right? So over the night is not correct answer. Cried well into the night means It was crying before and crying even now. So no one could sleep. Alright, so according to this, we can say that option number C is our answer. That is, cried well into the night. So we have another question in front of us. In the sentence, replace the phrase printed in bold to make it grammatically correct. So here we have a sentence correction or sentence selection kind of a question. You need not complete the project unless you wish to. You have the options presented before you. Please go through the sentence and understand what the sentence is asking you to do and choose the perfect sentence from the options given to you. And then we'll quickly get on to the answer. Alright, so shall we get on to the answer now? You need not complete the project unless you wish to. Options given to us are A. You don't need to complete the project unless you wish to. B. You complete the project only while you wish to. C. You complete the project unless you don't wish to. D. You need not complete the project until you don't wish to. So we have these 4 questions in front of us, options in front of us. Let's see the option number 1. You don't need to complete the project unless you wish to. This question or this option, according to us, is grammatically correctly structured. You don't need to complete the project unless you wish to. That means if you don't wish to, you don't have to complete the project. Alright, let's see the next option. You complete the project only while you wish to. Only while you wish to is a wrong usage of preposition. Only while you wish to we don't use. Either we can use only if you wish to. Right, but only while you wish to is a wrong usage of conjunction or preposition. You complete the project unless you don't wish to. Again, this is a wrong usage. You don't need to complete the project unless you don't wish to. Here, unless, usage of unless is wrong, right? So again, this sentence goes wrong. You need not complete the project until you don't wish to. Again, this is wrong because you don't use until in this sentence, right? You need not complete the project if you don't wish to. Or you need not complete the project if you don't want to, right? You don't use until. So according to all of these sentences, we can say that this sentence can be alternatively used as you don't need to complete the project unless you wish to. Right? That means if you don't wish to, don't. But if you do want to, then you should. Right? So you don't need to complete the project unless you wish to. So until and unless you are wishing to complete it, you don't have to. There are 2 clauses in this sentence. First is a negative sentence that you don't have to complete the project. And second is a positive sentence unless you wish to. So this part means that if you wish to. Right? If you wish to complete the project, you can. But if you don't want to complete the project, you don't need to. So according to this explanation, we can see that option A is the correct answer for us. Alright, let's move to the next question. This is a fill in the blank question. Fill in the blank with 2 words that can be used interchangeably to complete the sentence without altering the context. Even with a visa cap increase, the pandemic's dash has left a dearth of landscapers, crabbers and restaurant help. You have the words given to you and you have the options. So what do you have to do? You have to choose a pair of options from among the options that is given to you, which include the words that are either synonymous or can be interchangeably used in the blank. You don't have to use both the words together. You have to use only one sentence at once. Alright, so even with the visa cap increased, the pandemic's dash has left a dearth. That means you have to use either A, B, C, D, E, F, either of them together that can be used interchangeably. So please go ahead, read the sentence, read the options and the words given to you. Try to understand their meaning and put them accordingly. And then we'll see the answer in just quick few seconds. Alright, so shall we see the answer now? Even with the visa cap increased, the pandemic's dash has left a dearth of landscapers, crabbers and restaurant help. So we have the words inflation, which means a sudden increase in something, disruption, which means a sudden breakage or collapse of something, suspension, which means to stop something, turmoil, which is again meaning disturbance, confluence means to meet at a place, and iteration means to emphasize on something, right? So according to this, we have the word pandemic over here. Right now, pandemics do not increase. We have the word has left a dearth. That means it has left a blank space or a hollow space or a negative space for landscapers, crabbers, and restaurants. Right. So according to this sentence, the only words that mean negative over here are turmoil and disruption. Alright, pandemic's disruption has left a dearth of landscapers, or pandemic's turmoil. That means both of the words mean disturbance, or both of the words mean breakout of something or collapse of something, right? So we can use B and D together. Right here, disruption means to spoil something, right, or ruin something. Disrupting, disturbing, right? Let's say disturbing as well. And we have turmoil over here, which again means disturbance, right? So as we can see that both these words are meaning disturbing or disturbance. Hence, we can use disruption and turmoil along with the word pandemic. The subject over here is pandemic. Hence, we can say that pandemic is only disturbing, right? And it's not helping anyone. So, the pandemic's disruption or turmoil, that is B and D, pandemic's disruption or turmoil has left a dearth of landscapers, crabbers, and restaurant help. So we can say that answer for us is option number C. That is a combination of B and D. Alright, so we have the next question in front of us. It's an article based question. Let's read it. Dash senior guide asked me to walk dash south, and there I could find my building located in dash east. The options are given in front of you. Please go through the sentence and the options, read them properly, understand the rules, and then we'll move forward with the answer. Alright, so shall we see what the answer is? Let's break the sentences down. Let's break the blanks down. Let's go with the first blank first. Dash senior guide. So we have not just a noun, but we have a descriptive noun, that is a particular noun. We have senior guide. It's not just any guide, it is the senior guide. So we have a specific subject over here. So the first one is specific. Why? Because it talks about a senior guide. So it's not just any guide, it's the one who is senior most, right? So we can say that it's specific and it has to use a definite article, because only definite articles show the specificity of a thing or of a noun. So we can use the over here. According to this explanation, what can we do? We can eliminate some options. How? Because we have to use the in the first blank, right? So the options that don't have the in the first blank can be eliminated. So we can eliminate option C because it has A, and we can eliminate option A because it has no article. We are left with option B and D. Let's move on to the next blank. Asked me to walk dash south. All right. So according to the rules, if we get back to the rules, any direction or any action that is directly followed by a direction, that direction will never take any article. All right. So here, what are we doing? We are walking south. You cannot say walking a south or walking the south, right? You cannot say this because this is an action that is following a direction. All right, the person is doing something in that direction. So whenever you see that there is an action followed by a direction, you will never use any kind of article over there, right? So any verb followed by a direction, that direction will never take any article. So we have to use no article over here. According to that rule, if we apply, we can see that again we can eliminate option B because we have A over here, but instead we need a no article, right? So we are left with only option D. Let's see if option D fit perfectly. And there I could find my building located in dash east. Now, again we have a direction over here, but should it take the? Yes, it should. Why? Because here now we are talking about a particular direction. Where should the building be? It should be in the east. For example, when we say the sun rises in the east, that means we're talking about a specific direction which is preceded by a preposition. In the east. Again, here we have a preposition over here, hence it should be followed by a that is a definite article before east. Why? Because here we are talking about a specific direction. Here we were talking about a specific action. Here we are talking about a specific direction. Hence it will be, and there I could find my building located in the east. So according to these rules, we can say that option number D is the correct answer. Now, if you don't have any idea about the rules for articles, you can go and watch our articles video that is linked on our PrepInsta Prime website in the verbal section. We have all the videos for all the topics given over there. There are theory videos and question videos as well for all the subjects and all the companies and preparation. So you can go and check out the rules over there if you're getting confused over here, how to apply the rules. You can see there, and that would make it easier for you to understand, right? So according to all the explanation over here, we can say that option D is the correct answer for us. Let's move to the last question for the day. Choose the option which will correctly fill the blank or blanks. Dash crescent moon was shining bright that night in dash sky full of stars. Option A, the, B, A, no article, C, no article, the, and D, the, A. So again, you have the sentence and the options before you, again, a article based question. So please go through it and then we'll solve the question together. All right, so here we are. Let's start solving this question. Let's talk about the first part, crescent moon. Again, we are not just talking about moon, we are talking about a particular type of moon. However, whenever you are using, according to the rules, whenever you are using any unique noun, for example, sun, moon, sky, world, or stars, anything, if you are using anything unique, or for let's say earth, whenever we are using anything unique, we always use the definite article the. Hence, according to this rule, we have to use the over here. The crescent moon was shining bright that night in the sky full of stars, because again, sky is another unique noun, right? There is no other sky in the world. There is only one sky which is above us. And that is the one sky which has to be defined with the use of the definite article the. According to this rule, where we are using the unique noun rule, we have to use the and the in both the blanks, which makes option A as the correct answer. All right. So again, reframing the rule, whenever you see that there is a unique noun given over there, it can be the earth, the world, the moon, the sky, the stars, the sun, anything, or the planets, anything. If you come across any unique noun, it has to go with a definite article the. All right. So here, because both the blanks are before unique nouns, we have to use the for both. Hence, option A becomes the answer. Alright guys, so we have come towards the end of this session or this video of solving the 10 questions based on Goldman Sachs. So again, if you are not following us on our social media platforms, do follow us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp and Telegram. You are going to get regular updates of all the drives that the companies are announcing, and whatever classes we are providing or the videos that we are providing, we always update it on our social media handles. Also on Discord, we are now coming up with live classes for all the students, right? So you can go and check those out as well, because we are providing good classes for all verbal, quants, logical and coding as well. We also have discussions and quiz sections over there as well. So do join PrepInsta server on Discord, because you are going to get some good amount of knowledge and entertainment over there. So yeah, do follow us on all our social media handles. Also, because we have spoken about PrepInsta Prime so much, there is a quick trailer coming up next, which is going to help you know how we have actually put everything together in just one website. It has been a lot of hard work on our end to give you something that is such a blockbuster, we can say. So this trailer is going to help you watch how we recorded the lectures and how we set everything up together. So do give it a watch, and thank you for the session.